So remember that we also have equality in our proof system, and so far there's no rule that handles equality. So we need a dedicated rules to handle equality. What are those rules? These are the two rules. One rule says that I can arbitrarily introduce t equals to t, which is naturally true, so I don't need to really have a justification to say that. And the second thing we can do substitution. Okay, so we have a formula ft available to us. What we can do is we can replace it by ft prime. Okay, so if I know t is equal to t prime in our context. One thing to note is that since t is leaving and t prime is coming in, so there must be some fz in the context, and substitution from z to t must be defined. Similarly, the z to t prime must also be defined. Okay, so this again, this is an implicit side condition to this this proof. Okay, so keep in mind. Well, let's apply this proof. Okay, always for x not equal to y or fx equals to f1. So how do we prove it? First I assume x is equal to y, so then I prove x is equal to y. This is my assumption. Now what I do, I write fx is equal to fx. Why I can write this? Because a term t equals to t you can always introduce without any reason. Okay, now I'm going to get this x replaced by this y using the substitution, because I know that x is equal to y, and my EQ substitution allows me to do some substitution. So remember that when I'm doing this substitution, I'm not replacing all occurrences of x, only the ones which I want to replace. Okay, and this is allowed. Now we apply the propositional logic, and then we obtain this formula from here. Okay, now what we can do, you can say, okay, you can use for all, you can apply it twice, and then we get this for all x from y. Now let us look at one more proof due to equality. Let's suppose I say s is equal to t, and we want to derive t equals to f. Very simple concept, but remember that this is not in our proof system, so we need to derive it. Okay? So how do I derive it? You start with s is equal to t, and I want to swap them, right? Go this way or that way, and somehow we need to use the trick. Okay, so first we will use reflex to say s is equal to s, and since we know s is equal to t, what I can do, I can replace one of those guys. So we can take this guy and replace it by t. Okay, so this is allowed, so I can see that t equals to s. So it's important to notice what was my f set in this context, which is written here. You can say that in this context my formula, which is playing the role of taking things out and putting things in, z equals to s.